Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, you? So the 8th of Sun, no, had me relatively surprised this week. Not only did they take a slower approach that I kind of appreciate in shows nowadays because it's usually just about the rush and the battles and getting to that battle and now it feels like there's certain shows that just know that they shouldn't do that, that they shouldn't be worried about that because lucky enough they have a show where people, or they have an era, or at least fans that want to know more about the characters. They want to see them grow from start to finish, and what better way to do something along those lines than pretty much giving us um, a whole explanation in the case of the growth, the camaraderie of the characters, building with each other. All these different things lead us into a better position of watching and enjoying, in my opinion. Um, and it feels like the Eighth Son knows that by not only not jumping to the part where he's already pretty older, but it's starting to make more sense why there were so many ladies in his area at the beginning when he first comes home from like wiping out a mountain or something, or just like clearing a crap ton of land with magic. And there's a whole bunch of ladies in the place he was going for like tea or something like that. I was like, what is this just gonna be a harem? But clearly it still could be. uh, but as of right now, it was just only because these are the people that he has decided to continue um, his grind with, his story with, and I do like that because it just goes to show you all those people that were in there have been there for a while, or they have known him for a minute, and it just makes it for a better story when you know that they've probably gone through something or they're going to go through something together. And I like to think that they're just going to build even more uh, you know, differences and whatnot with each other the further the series goes on, including once we get to the parts where we already seeing kind of like a flashback deal, but it's going to be more or less them expanding on those characters if we don't know much about them already. Because in this week's episode, we get to see just how kind of useless his teammates are in most situations that have giant dragons flying in the air, attacking people that are in the air. I mean, sure, they could have reached out, and try to shoot some magic or something or what, but I don't even think that would have done that much, right? Like, for them to, holy crap, for them to even have a chance in these situations, for his teammates anyway, they would have had to have had flight magic, they would have had long range, and after using all that stuff, they would then have to have a way to defend themselves, right? So it's like a whole lot was needed just to put them in a better situation as a whole. And I mean, that's fine. It just comes with how everything kind of plays out in the grand scheme of it all is how does it all end? How does it all really coexist with what is happening as a whole with the story? Because if they're going to just keep these side characters to a point where they're not that useful or they're not really capable of doing much for anybody besides just kind of being there, it would be kind of pointless to try to make their characters any better than they already are. They could just stay where they are and never improve, which I don't see happening. Including with him around, like he might be able to try to teach them anything, if anything. Not only that, it's just nice to see where the story could head in the future because, like I was saying, this show is a slow grind, and I like that they're taking their time. I like that they're explaining most things before getting into too much detail and really just leaving us to start some battles, or to get us into a better position to watch battles, you know what I mean? So it doesn't feel like that is the case, and I can actually appreciate them not doing that. But overall, I truly think people are going to find a way to enjoy the show. If you've already dropped it, I don't know what to say. I would love to hear why you would drop, or why you dropped it, if you have dropped it and you're just kind of keeping up with your boy the anime G because you're a real one. But regardless of that, I honestly think the Eighth Son is going to turn out relatively decent, and a lot of people are with me on that, with the potential. He takes down a dragon this week that was already dead, but you got to remember that the only way to take down the dead in this show is by using holy. So it instantly puts into perspective just how needed he is, right? Like how ridiculously potent him just being around carries. And that's really cool in my opinion. Just him being around, having holy magic, that saves so much trouble and effort for the rest of the people who are just on this ship and unfortunately are about to be destroyed. But because he's there and he has holy magic, it completely turns the tide of the battle. And the only thing the former master of his master has to do is set up a barrier capable of withstanding this dragon's attack. So it was pretty cool. In the case of just like how it's going, we get to see him making like some miso soup because he's gotten into a position where he has some free time. So he's like, I'm gonna make some food that I want to make. You know, like no one's stopping me from making this. And the thing that I love the most about that moment is that they specify just how much the merchant is looking in on all things this kid is doing, because if he gets in on it, it's over, you know, like he's gonna make a killing, and he already knows that, and he doesn't need to be told that. So I like how that all played out, learning more about how smart the head merchant is, and him seeing even potential in in the kid, not even just as a magician, right? Like not as someone who's just casts magic. They see potential in him because of everything he kind of puts out there, you know. So very smart on their part. I honestly suggest you guys either not forget about this show and just kind of let it build up if it's not your cup of tea right now, because I guarantee you that you're going to find something you like in this show, or I'll talk about something and show a picture, and you guys are going to see it, and you're going to be like, well, is this show even worth watching? So just do it, or binge watch it later when more episodes come out, and see if you can get into it. If you can't, it's understandable. No one's forcing you to do it. I just have a weird feeling that I'm really going to enjoy the show, and I usually don't get feelings like this. It's just that because they're taking their time, because they're putting in the details, and because the characters are actually fun to watch, and I hope to see their personalities even be more fleshed out than they already are, that there's a high potential for, all that stuff to really just make a good impression on everybody. But regardless of all that, I hope you guys are having a good day, night, evening. This video was gonna be out a lot sooner ago, but it was gonna be way shorter. And if you guys want to keep up with me instantly, I can easily post on Twitter and not so much anime and emo because I like to put my video on there, but Twitter and Instagram now, actually I could post that stuff instantly. See, Instagram, stop. And because of that, it's nice that I can get at least a warning out, like, hey, I won't be dropping a video until later. And if you're someone that watches that, then you already know what time it is. So everybody have an amazing one, or at least stay safe, help your families and stuff, and thank you so much for even supporting the channel as much as y'all do. It's been a wild ride, and I expect to ride it until the wheels fall off, because I don't have really any reason to be just stopping what I'm doing. What I do doesn't inhibit me in any way, and what it really does is let me talk to some amazing people that like amazing shows that I like. So thank you so much for that, and I hope you guys truly, truly are doing alright, and I'll talk to you as soon as I possibly can. So if there's an anime don't talk about and you want me to talk about it, try to convince me. I might wind up looking into it and enjoying it myself. So yeah, have an awesome one, everybody, and peace.